Hello. Today's tutorial is to show you how to do UI with limited verse without having to write out all kinds of code for Canvas and widgets and all those things. We can actually use graphical tools to build some UI within UEFN and still use verse to make it dynamic. So today's tutorial is going to be how to do just that. You already have all my devices placed. You can see that I've got triggers to get the, the tracker and the HUD and the pop-up dialog box working. We're going to cover all of those. Um, Item granters, so I can give you things with the pop-up dialog box. And then we're going to tie it all together with verse device here. I will show you the code for this, um, but all the devices are already linked. So I want to go over how to use the HUD message device to put things on the screen. What's nice about the HUD message device is that you can have things come on the screen with different animations, which is kind of harder to do with Burst. Um, yeah, you can use these options here, the intro and the outro, to control how things get put onto the screen, which is kind of handy. So let's get right to it. We want to create a new widget blueprint for this. So right click, user interface, widget blueprint. This is also going to be a user widget. So we'll choose that. Let's call this HUD UI. Let's do it like that so it's easier to look at. And let's double click on it. Need a canvas panel, just like before. And this time I want to bring this image in. We're going to use this like it's showing XP on the screen. Let's make this bigger. 300 by 300, like that. And put this right in the middle. Excellent. Now let's get a text block. The picture will not change using verse, but the text will. So let's bring a text block out. Let's make that bigger. Put that in the center as well. Whoops, I missed. And let's make this bigger. Let's make it 85. And we'll call it XP value. And down here, let's call it the same thing, XP value. Now we need to, again on the view bindings, hit add view model and choose message view model, hit select, hit dismiss. While we have the XP value selected, let's go down and hit add widget XP value, hit the pencil, choose text, hit the pencil over here, choose the MVVM UEFN HUD message and text. Now, if all we want to do is change the text, that'll do it. You can also change the text color. Like right now, it's going to be white, but we can actually let the HUD message device control that as well. So if we hit the plus there again, hit the pencil next to XP value, one of these, color and opacity, and the MVVM HUD message. Text color, I think that's the one we want. You can do the same thing with text size as well. We're not going to do that here though, so compile. No errors, that's good. Let's save it and we'll see what things look like without our widget and then with our widget. Let's take a look at the HUD message device. You can see that our HUD widget is at the default right now. I do want to change the color though, down here. So let's make this red and save. And we're going to push those changes and we'll be right back. All right, our changes have pushed. Let's start the game and see what it looks like without our widget. All right, so let's end that. And let's apply our widget. Save it, push our changes. And once that's done, we'll take a look at what it looks like with our changes. All right, our changes pushed. Let's start the game and take a look at what our widget blueprint looks like. Just like that. You can also do some other things in the widget blueprint to make that look a little nicer. Let's take a look at some of those. First of all, let's center this. There was an option for that. Oh, I'm just going to move it over a little bit, move it down a little bit. The other thing I really want to do is skew it a little. Let's do not that much, maybe zero 0.5. Compile. And let's push those changes and see what that looks like. I think that'll look a little nicer. All right, with our changes pushed, let's start the game and see if things look a little bit better with our text skewed. I think that looks a little bit better. It could still look better, but we're not winning competitions here. It's just to show mechanics, which I think it's doing that rather well. So let's end this and get into how the device is configured and how it interacts with Verse. Now you'll notice on the device itself, we have don't show this as the message, but that's not what's coming up. What's actually coming up is the number 500, because if we go look at our Verse device, down where the HUD message stuff is, we have the HUD message device here. We have the text we want on the screen here. That can be changed in Verse anytime you want. The trigger to show it is here, and the HUD show time is here. That's how long it stays on the screen. So let's pull up the Verse code itself and run through that. We've got our constants for the HUD message device here. Again, the device, the message that comes on the screen itself, the trigger to cause it to show, and our HUD showtime, which this one and this one we have overridden on the creative device to show what we want. So if we go down and look at our HUD functions, The first one is really just subscribing to the trigger. And our second one takes our optional agent that the trigger produces and turns that into, so that's our optional agent, turns that into a regular agent, which you can see here. And then we actually show the HUD message device to the agent, convert the HUD text to a message, and then use this to specify how long it's going to show for. And with all that put together, you can see how the HUD message device can be used to dynamically show different content on the screen. One of the advantages to using the HUD message device is the way you can animate the content. So if you go and look at the intro animation and the outro animation, there's a lot of options there for sliding it in from the bottom, sliding it in from the top, having it fade, all kinds of things like that. And that should get us where we need to be for the HUD message device showing dynamic content on the screen with Verse. If you have found this video useful, please be sure to like it and subscribe. I do plan to keep making more tutorials on things that there's not a lot out there. Thanks. Bye.